Welcome to LabTech, LabVNC, and Remote Desktop Training. One of the most useful tools in LabTech is to be able to use the built-in functionality to remotely control one of the agent computers. LabVNC is a built-in VNC component that resides on machines that have the agent installed and allows you to take control of a user's session while they are connected. Using LabVNC, you can see what the user sees. Using the built-in Remote Desktop redirector emulates using Remote Desktop as if you were doing it directly from your workstation, and it will disconnect the user, giving you access to log in to their machine. Let's take a look at this functionality now. Here in the Control Center, left-click to expand Clients, left-click to expand a client, left-click to expand a location that has a computer installed on it, left-click to expand a location that has agents in it, and double-click an agent to open that agent screen. Here at the toolbar in the bottom, I will left-click on LabVNC. That pops up the window asking us to explain the reason for this remote control session. I will leave the default value selected of requested by the user, and left-click OK. Let's take a look at what is happening on the target machine. On the target machine, we now have a VNC showing in the system tray, along with this message that the technician is connected. And you can see that the desktop has been changed to just a solid blue screen. That indicates to the end user that the connection was successful and the technician is now connected. Notice that the end user does have the ability to left-click to disconnect the technician. Here is our LabVNC screen as indicated with the LabVNC icon and the machine we are controlling. And you can see I can type in a chat message that the end user will see on their screen as well. Notice the toolbar across the top while connected on LabVNC. We can send Control-Alt-Delete to the host. We can toggle full screen mode on or off, or go into our connection options. We can refresh the screen, emulate clicking on the Start button. We could send a custom key or show the status window. This icon will close the connection, and here we can hide the toolbar buttons. We can toggle remote input and remote blank monitor. When we have toggled remote input off and the monitor blank, the end user can no longer perform any actions, and they don't see any changes that we make. The end user can no longer perform any actions with that setting turned on. We can transfer files to a machine. We can select full desktop or open a chat. I will go ahead and close this connection now. On the target machine, the VNC goes away from the system tray. The message that the technician is connected is gone, and they are now back to their regular desktop. The other most commonly used remote connection protocol is our built-in remote desktop redirector. Let's click on redirectors and choose MSTSC for remote desktop. Once again, we have the question, what is the reason for this remote control session? I will simply click OK. And notice how we have the familiar RDP connection screen. And here it once again wants us to log in. And here, just like a normal remote desktop session, we need to log into the system. We are now logged into their system, and if I go back to the target machine, we can see that the end user has been logged off, which is standard for an RDP connection, that they get logged off when we log in with RDP. Another very useful remote desktop redirector is that if you once again click on redirectors and this time hold down the Shift key while clicking on the MSTSC shortcut for remote desktop. Notice here, it's prompting us for an IP address. This is very useful if you need to take control of a machine that is on the same network as a machine that has the agent installed on it. This is a very useful feature when you're trying to take control of a machine that does not have the LabTech agent installed on it. So in this case, I'm connected to this machine within LabTech. But if there is some other machine that is local to this agent machine that does not have the LabTech agent on it, I could simply type in the IP address here and click OK. That is allowing me to use this LabTech agent to connect to their network remotely, and then use Remote Desktop to go from the LabTech agent to the target machine. That can be very useful, again, in a situation when you need to connect to a machine that does not have the LabTech agent installed on it. This concludes LabTech, LabVNC, and Remote Desktop training.